No one expected the first light. For centuries, humanity searched the stars, listening, sending signals, hoping for an answer. We built giant telescopes and probes. We dreamed of meeting others, but after generations of silence, hope faded. Then, one night, a strange pulse struck every screen. Satellite and radio on Earth. The message was simple: we are coming. The world erupted in fear and wonder. Governments met in secret. News spread everywhere. Humanity was not alone. In a remote observatory, Dr. Samira Clarke received coordinates, a place in deep space. The world's leaders chose her to lead the mission. She assembled a small crew: Javier, an engineer; Naomi, a diplomat; Liam, a pilot; and herself, a scientist who never stopped believing. They launched the ship Endeavour, carrying humanity's hope, fears, and every language ever spoken. The journey took months. The crew lived between hope and dread, passing silent planets and lonely suns. When they reached the rendezvous, the alien ship appeared, huge, beautiful, glowing with blue light. It was nothing like any Earth design. It opened, and a single, shimmering being emerged. Samira stepped forward, heart pounding. "We come in peace," she said. The being replied not with words, but with images, music, and memories. They showed their world, their families, their art. Samira shared Earth's music, children's laughter, images of blue oceans and green forests. The aliens smiled and shared a vision, a dark shape creeping through the stars, devouring worlds. Their message was clear: they needed help, the crew argued. Why should humanity help strangers when Earth had so many problems of its own? But Samira believed that to reach for the stars meant to stand together. She made a plan. Earth's engineers built energy shields. Artists wrote a song of hope, which the aliens broadcast across space. Children drew pictures of what they wanted the galaxy to be. The dark force attacked. Shields failed, ships burned, but humanity and their new friends stood side by side. The alien ship and the Endeavour linked, creating a new defense and alliance of light, sound, and hope. Against all odds, the darkness broke. News spread everywhere. Earth had made its first friends, and together they saved a world. The crew returned home as legends. Samira told the world, "We are not alone. We are stronger together." The real first contact is not just a meeting, but a promise to protect each other, to share, and to dream. Children everywhere watched the sky, knowing that one day they too would join the stars, not with fear, but with friendship. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the vast expanse of the star chart room. It was here, amidst a sea of twinkling lights, that the fate of humanity shifted. Dr. Samira Clarke traced her finger across the constellations, her eyes fixed on a particular set of coordinates pulsing softly on the main screen. "They're coming," she murmured, her voice echoing the quiet hum of the equipment around her. This wasn't just another routine observation. This was the moment humanity had both yearned for and dreaded for millennia. Her gaze, sharp and intense, swept over the faces of her crew. Javier, the stoic engineer; Naomi, the cautious diplomat; and Liam, the young but resolute pilot. Each member of the crew was a reflection of the hopes and fears that echoed across the globe. As the ship Endeavour hurtled through the vast canvas of space, the crew lived in a bubble of controlled environments, shielded from the harsh realities of interstellar travel. But this bubble burst the moment they entered the rendezvous point. There it was, a spectacle that defied the boundaries of human imagination, a ship unlike any Earth design. Its sleek contours seemed to mock the clumsy rockets that had brought humanity to the stars. Glowing softly with an ethereal blue light, it hung in the inky black backdrop of space, like a fallen star. Before them, the alien ship, a testament to technology beyond human comprehension, unfolded a ramp, bridging the chasm between worlds, and from its depths emerged a being of pure light. Time seemed to slow as the alien approached. Its form shimmered, a mirage of light and color, and it carried itself with a grace that hinted at an advanced civilization. The crew stood mesmerized, their earthly concerns suddenly trivial, their differences forgotten. This was a moment of unity, a shared experience that transcended the boundaries of their individual roles. Dr. Clarke, her voice steady, despite the turmoil within, extended a hand in greeting. "We come in peace," she said, her words echoing the universal desire for understanding that had driven humanity's journey to the stars. But the response that followed was not what they expected. Instead of words, the alien being projected images, sounds, and emotions. A symphony of communication that bypassed the limitations of language. The crew watched as the being revealed their world, a kaleidoscope of vibrant colors and intricate designs. Their families, a testament to the universality of love and connection, and their art, a reflection of the beauty they saw in the universe. It was a revelation that shook the crew to their core. They realized that, despite the vast gulf of space that separated them, they were more alike than they were different. They shared the same hopes, dreams, and fears, and they all sought the same: understanding and connection. A profound silence fell over the crew as they absorbed the magnitude of what they had witnessed. The encounter was far from the sterile exchange they had prepared for. It was a profound emotional journey that had bridged the gap between two civilizations. As the days turned into weeks, the crew delved deeper into understanding their new friends. They learned about their culture, their history, and their hopes for the future. And in return, they shared their own stories, the triumphs and tragedies that had shaped humanity. One evening, as the crew gathered on the observation deck, watching the alien ship resting peacefully against the backdrop of distant stars, the gravity of their situation hit them. The alien, through a series of images and sounds, had revealed a terrifying truth. Their world was under threat, stalked by a dark force that devoured entire galaxies, leaving nothing but darkness in its wake. The crew was torn. Should they risk their own world to help these enigmatic beings? The question hung in the air, heavy with the weight of their impending decision. As the debate raged within the crew, the alien ship became a beacon of hope for the people of Earth. The images and sounds the crew had shared with the world were fragments of a dying world, a world that could so easily have been Earth's. And so the preparations began. With Earth's fate hanging in the balance, the crew of the Endeavour raced against time. They worked tirelessly, pouring all their hopes and fears into their mission. The clock was ticking, and the fate of two worlds rested on their shoulders. The artists composed a haunting melody, a song of hope that echoed across the galaxy, serving as a beacon to guide the lost and a battle cry to unite the desperate. Meanwhile, the scientists and engineers worked feverishly, bolstering Earth's defenses, turning the planet into a fortress of light and sound. They constructed massive amplifiers to project the song across the cosmos, hoping to attract the attention of the aliens' people. Then there were the children. With innocent hearts and untainted imaginations, they drew pictures of what they wanted the galaxy to look like. Not consumed by darkness, but filled with the warmth of 1,000 suns. These drawings, symbols of innocence and hope, were displayed across the planet, a silent prayer to the universe. As the grand symphony of defense was put into place, Earth braced for impact. The crew, standing united on the observation deck of the Endeavour, watched as the dark force bore down on them. The very fabric of space seemed to tremble, and the darkness threatened to engulf everything in its path. Earth's shields, massive constructs of energy, hummed to life, repelling the initial onslaught. But the dark force was relentless, surging forward in wave after wave of pure darkness. Just as all hope seemed lost, a lifeline appeared. The alien ship, a majestic blue flame against the encroaching darkness, returned. Hope surged through the crew as the alien ship joined the fray, unleashed a torrent of blue light, a language of its own, a defense against the consuming darkness. Odd began to turn. The darkness faltered, recoiling as if burned by the touch of blue light. In the end, the darkness was driven back, leaving behind a scarred but defiant Earth. The victory celebration was muted, tinged with the memory of the losses they had endured. But in the midst of it all, there was a profound realization. The darkness, though repelled, was not destroyed. It would return, and humanity was now inextricably bound to the fate of the galaxy. The crew knew that their journey had just begun. As the dust settled and Earth began to heal, the crew of the Endeavour prepared for their next mission. Theirs was no longer a story of discovery, but of responsibility. They were the galaxy's first line of defense, the protectors of a world that was no longer alone. With Earth humming back to life, the crew of the Endeavour prepared for departure. They were no longer just explorers. They were warriors ready to defend their world. As their ship cut through the tapestry of stars, they carried with them the hopes and dreams of humanity, a species that had dared to reach for the stars and found not just wonders, but a purpose.